My name is Alara Quinn. I'm 33 years old, and 19 months ago, I disappeared from my own life. Without changing my number, without leaving a note, without saying goodbye. Here's the part that matters. I didn't vanish. I just stopped chasing people who never turned around. And no one noticed. Not for 19 months. I packed everything I owned into a rented trailer outside my tiny apartment in Columbus, Ohio. The kind of place where the walls feel like they remember every argument you've ever had. Even the ones you never said out loud. I didn't tell my mother. I didn't tell my younger sister Liana. I didn't tell a single person in my family. But I kept my phone number. The same one I'd had for over a decade. If they wanted me, they could reach me. They didn't. Not on my birthday. Not on Thanksgiving. Not on Christmas. Not once. Until the day my sister showed up at my old apartment because she needed a babysitter. That's when everything broke. But to understand why I left, you need to go back, way back, to a Tuesday evening in a quiet, dim kitchen. I'm 14 years old. My father has been dead for 3 weeks. The house smells like overcooked casseroles from neighbors trying to help, and that sharp chemical scent of carpet cleaner that never really covers grief. My mom sits on the couch in a faded robe, staring at a TV that isn't even turned on. My little sister stands in the doorway, voice trembling. I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. Nothing. So I move, because someone has to. I open the pantry, grab a box of macaroni and cheese, and follow the instructions like it's a life or death mission. Water boiling too hard. Cheese packet ripping wrong. Powder spilling across my shirt. I make 3 bowls. 1 for her. 1 for Mom. 1 for me. My sister eats quietly. My mom takes her bowl without looking at me. Finally, someone's being useful. That's it. No thank you. No are you okay? No acknowledgement that I just buried my father too. I wash the dishes, clean the counters, mentally note that we need a new sponge. I'm 14 and already managing a household no one asked me to run. That night, something changes. Not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. I become the person who holds everything together. And once you become that person, nobody ever asks if you're tired. Fast forward 17 years. I'm 31. I live 12 minutes away from my mother, in a 1-bedroom apartment I pay for myself. I work as a project manager at a construction firm. Efficient. Because I have to be. At home, I have a second job. Unpaid, unacknowledged, permanent. Sunday night. I open my calendar. It's color-coded. Blue is Mom's doctor appointments. Green is picking up Liana's kids from school. Yellow is weekend babysitting. Red is holidays I plan, cook, and clean for. Every single entry has someone else's name. Not one is mine. I scroll. 3 months back. 6 months. A year. Same pattern. I cancel lunch plans with my friend 4 times because someone in my family needs me. My phone buzzes. Liana, can you take the kids this weekend? Drew's traveling. I type, sure. Send. No reply. No thank you. No how are you? Just assumption. Because I always say yes. That night, I stare at my calendar, and a thought hits me so hard, I physically stop breathing. When was the last time someone made time for me? My birthday. I wake up. Check my phone. Nothing. I check again after my shower, at work, at lunch. Still nothing. Not even a message. After work I buy myself a cupcake, red velvet. I sit in my car and eat it alone. At 7:15, my phone rings. Mom. For a split second, hope. Maybe she remembered. Alara, I need you to pick up my prescription before the pharmacy closes. I grip the steering wheel. It's my birthday. Pause. Oh, happy birthday. Did you get the medicine? That was the moment. Not loud, not dramatic, but final. Something inside me snapped. That night at 11 p.m., I opened my laptop, typed, apartments in Portland. I had never been, didn't know anyone there, but it was far, and far felt like freedom. I didn't leave right away. I ran an experiment first. For 5 months, I tried. Really tried. I texted my mom, wanna grab lunch? Just us. No reply. I texted my sister, "Hey, I miss you. Let's hang out." Busy. That's it. I texted her husband. Nothing. I kept going, week after week, message after message, invitations, check-ins, small talk. Just trying to be a person. Not a service, not a solution, not a backup plan, a person. By the end of 5 months, 214 messages sent, 11 replies. None of them asked about me. That's when I knew. It wasn't that they didn't have time, it was that I wasn't on their list. So I applied for a job in Portland. Got it, accepted, packed my life into boxes, sold my furniture, forwarded my mail, kept my number, because if anyone cared, they would call. The night before I left, I drove past my mother's house, lights on, TV glowing. I could have stopped, knocked, said goodbye. I didn't, because goodbye implies someone would notice you're gone. 3 days later, I arrived in Portland, rain falling, quiet streets, a small apartment with a tree outside the window. For the first time in my life, no one needed anything from me. And for 19 months, no one checked if I was okay. Until the day my sister needed a babysitter. And for 19 months, I proved something to myself that I wish I had never needed to know. You can give people everything and still be invisible. The call came on a Friday evening. I was sitting on my couch in Portland, legs tucked under a blanket, half watching a documentary, half lost in the quiet life I had slowly built. My phone lit up. Liana. My sister. The same number that had been silent for over a year and a half. I stared at it. Didn't move. Didn't breathe. Then it stopped ringing. A message came through. "Hey, need you this weekend, call me." No hi. No how are you. No where have you been. Just, need. I didn't reply. Liana tried calling again the next morning. No answer. So she did what she had always done when she needed something from me. She drove to my apartment, the one I hadn't lived in for 19 months. She parked, walked upstairs, knocked. Silence. Knocked again, harder. The neighbor across the hall opened her door. "You looking for Alara?" she asked. "My sister," Liana said. The neighbor frowned slightly. "She moved, long time ago, packed up and left." Liana froze, didn't say where. And here's the part that tells you everything you need to know about my family. Liana didn't ask, was she okay? She didn't ask, did she seem upset? She didn't ask anything about me at all. She pulled out her phone and called our mother. "Did you know Alara moved?" My mother's answer, "What are you talking about?" 19 months, same city, 12 minutes apart. And not one of them noticed I was gone. That's when the panic started. Not concern, not worry, panic. Because suddenly, the person who did everything for them wasn't there anymore. That night, my phone started ringing. Mom. Again and again and again. I didn't pick up. So the voicemail started. One after another. Relentless. Message 1. Alara, where are you? Call me back. Message 6. How could you just leave without telling me? Message 12. This is incredibly selfish. Message 19. After everything I've done for you. Message 27. You've embarrassed this family. Message 36. Your father would be ashamed. Message 47. If you don't call me back, don't bother calling at all. 47 voicemails. In less than 2 days, I listened to every single one. Sat on my couch, notebook in my lap, and I wrote something down after each message. One simple observation. Not one of them said, "Are you okay?" Not one asked, "Are you safe?" Not one sounded like love. They all sounded like loss. Not of me, but of what I did for them. That's when I went to my closet, top shelf, pulled down a folder I hadn't touched since I moved. Inside it, 214 messages. Printed, organized, documented. Proof that I had tried. Messages to my mom. Want to have lunch? How are you feeling today? Wish you were here. Ignored. Messages to Liana. I miss you. How are the kids? Want to hang out? Ignored. Messages to her husband. Hope your trip went well. Happy Father's Day. Scene. Never answered. I didn't write an angry letter. I didn't explain myself. I didn't beg for understanding. I added one single page on top. I tried 214 times. Here they are. I put everything into a box, sealed it, wrote my mother's address, and left it by the door. I didn't send it right away, because timing matters, especially when someone is about to perform. A few days later, I got a call from my Aunt Marlene, the only person in my family who ever checked on me, even a little. She's planning something, she said. Who? Your mother. Your nephew's birthday party. Big one. And she's planning to tell everyone how you abandoned the family. Of course she was. She needed an audience. She always did. I looked at the box by my door. Light, simple, truth packed into paper. My birthday came first. March 12th. No calls, no messages, nothing. I went to the post office that morning. Set the box on the counter. The woman asked, "Anything fragile?" I looked at it for a second, then said, "No." Because the truth doesn't break. People do. "Should arrive in 2 to 3 days, she said. Perfect. That Saturday, my nephew's birthday, the house in Ohio was full. Family, friends, neighbors, people who thought they knew the story, and my mother stood in the center of it all, ready to play the victim. Glass in hand, voice steady. She left us, she said, without a word, without a reason. Heads nodded. Sympathy filled the room. Exactly what she wanted. Then someone noticed the box, sitting quietly on the hallway table. From Portland. Everything changed after that. The box didn't look important, just brown cardboard sitting quietly on the hallway table. But sometimes, the smallest things carry the heaviest truths. "Judith, there's a package here," someone said. My mother turned. For a second she looked confused. Then she saw the return address. Portland. And just like that, her expression shifted. The room went quiet. Not completely, but enough. Enough for people to notice something was about to happen. She picked up the box. Light. Too light for something that was about to break everything. She walked back to the center of the room, still holding her audience, still thinking she was in control. She opened it. Inside, the folder, thick, organized, impossible to ignore. And on top, one single page. She read it out loud without thinking. I tried 214 times. Here they are. Silence. Heavy, uncomfortable, real. She flipped the first page. Her section. Message after message. Dates, times, words she had seen before. And chosen to ignore. Mom, how are you feeling today? Want to have lunch this weekend? Wish you were here. Highlighted. Labeled. No reply. Her hands started trembling, not dramatically, just enough for people to notice. Mom, what is it? Liana asked. But she already knew, because she reached for the second tab. Her name on it. 94 messages. Ignored. Every single one. The room shifted. You could feel it. Like the air had changed. Like something invisible had suddenly become impossible to ignore. Someone whispered, "She texted you this many times?" No one answered, because the answer was right there, in ink, in dates, in silence. My brother-in-law's parents picked up the third section, 33 messages, all seen, all unanswered. Now there was no story left to control, no narrative to twist, no way to hide. The truth didn't shout, it didn't accuse, it just existed, and that was enough. People started leaving, slowly, quietly, no confrontation, no drama, just discomfort they didn't want to sit with, because once you see something like that, you can't unsee it. By the end of it, the house was almost empty. No applause, no sympathy, no performance left, just silence, and a table covered in proof. That night everything fell apart, not because of me, but because for the first time, they had to face themselves. You should have replied. You're her mother. You lived closer. You ignored her too. Voices got louder. Truth got sharper, and for once, I wasn't the one fixing it. I wasn't there at all. Back in Portland, I was sitting on my couch. phone lighting up again and again. Mom, Liana. Mom, Liana. I didn't answer, because for the first time in my life, I understood something clearly. Not every call deserves a response. Later, I listened to the voicemails. Different now. Not angry, not powerful, just shaken. How could you send that? You embarrassed me. Everyone saw. Still no, are you okay? And that told me everything I needed to know. Weeks passed. Things shifted. Slowly, uncomfortably. My brother-in-law sent one message. I saw your texts. I ignored them. That's on me. No excuses. No blame. Just truth. My mother called less. When she did, her voice was quieter, like she wasn't sure what role she was supposed to play anymore. My sister? Silence. Because some realizations don't come with words. They come with weight. And me? I stayed exactly where I was, in a life I built myself. A life where I wasn't needed. I was wanted. Months later, I stood in my kitchen, cooking the same recipe my mother once taught me. Pot roast. The smell filled the apartment. Warm, familiar, but different. Because this time, it belonged to me. I picked up my phone, typed one message. I made your recipe today. It turned out good. No expectations. No pressure. Just a message. 3 minutes later, a reply came. I'm glad, sweetheart. That was it. No guilt. No control. Just something small. Something real. And maybe that's how some stories end. Not with forgiveness. Not with perfect closure. But with space, boundaries, and the quiet understanding that you don't have to go back to who you were just because they finally noticed you were gone. I'm Alara Quinn. I'm 33 years old, and for the first time in my life, if I disappear, someone will notice.